Hello everybody, my name is Delzar Slit, and today we're doing a reaction video to The Philosophy of IDW Sonic by Ranni. Now, do we know anything about IDW Sonic? I know that he's strong, if I'm correct. I know he's fast as fuck, but that's just Sonic in general. So, let's begin.
Rather be free or would you rather be happy? I've been mulling.
What? Did I miss the first few seconds?
I have a question for you. Would you
hmm
rather be free or would you rather be happy? I've been mulling over this for a little while now, and like me, I'm sure many of you can quickly
So, they asked the question, might as well answer it before we actually get an explanation. Do I want to be free? Do I want to be happy? Happiness would be a useful thing, but to be constantly happy would be a fucking annoyance, really. It would lead to you just having no other emotions because happiness kind of does drown out sadness and intrigue and other shit. I'd rather be free. I am free to enjoy. I am free to be sad. I am free. I am free to be happy. But if I am happy, I am confined within one state of being. So if it is an option between being constantly happy and constantly free, I choose constantly free.
see how this question is faulty. Answering can lend itself to black and white thinking and can fail.
Is this suggesting I cannot be happy if I am free? No, it is asking, would you rather be constantly free or constantly happy? I am choosing constantly free.
To take into account the nuances of life. But I do think there's some truth to this question. It seems that happiness and freedom are often pitted against each other. On the surface, they're both considered positives, but like magnets of the same force, they repel one another. Man has struggled to answer this riddle of the soul, so maybe we shouldn't look to man, but instead, a hedgehog? I'm sorry, guys. I know this is cringe, but you know what? Actually, I don't have an excuse. This video's fun. For me, at least.
Honestly, I'm here just because I said, the fuck is the philosophy of IDW Sonic? The second I realized, hold up, Sonic does have a little bit of philosophical, philosophical importance. Yeah, I was like, okay, great. We're gonna add this to the list of things I'm gonna be reacting to today. So, please walk me through the philosophy of Sonic.
Out of the volumes of literary works that have dived into this mystery, who would have thought that the Sonic comics would be among them? Sonic has an answer to this question, and many people are not happy with it. So in this video, we'll explore
Let me
Sonic's
guess, he outran
philosophy
freedom
and
and
its potential
happiness.
consequences. In issue 50 of the Sonic IDW series, we find our hero Sonic in an intense battle with another speedster,
Mm-hmm.
Surge. But this fight is more than just a battle of speed or power. It's a clashing of ideologies. For Surge, this fight is a duel to the death. But for Sonic, it seems like this battle is just a game. Surge asks Sonic how he could treat this fight so flippantly. Sonic tells her that he's been down this road plenty of times before. The world has wronged me, so I'm gonna destroy it shtick has grown mundane for the Hedgehog.
That
Hearing
is
this, Surge
that
tells
does make
Sonic to
sense.
just end it. This is code for kill me. In Surge's mind, she's like, well, I'm clearly a threat to you and those you care about. Why don't you just kill me and be done with it? Why create this unnecessary risk of keeping me alive? So here's where things get interesting. Sonic tells her that he's not going to do that. Instead, he's going to give her a chance to amend her ways, and then proceeds to give a whole spiel on the reason why. I live for the moment. I want to see the world, find all its thrills and adventures, and enjoy them. I want everyone to have the freedom to do that too. And you wouldn't get that opportunity if I took that chance away from you. I've made peace with enough enemies to know there's a better way. So I'm willing to chalk this up to a rocky start and let us have a do over, if you will. Surge hears Sonic's monologue and thinks it's pretty stupid. She says, well, in that case, I'm gonna use my freedom to destroy you and everyone and everything. Sonic's like, okay, you have the right to do that, but I also have the right to stop you. For
That is
Sonic, Surge's actions will lead to the freedom of others being taken away, and according to his philosophy, he has the right to intervene. The two have reached an impasse, and all that can be done now is for them to continue their battle. The fight eventually ends with Surge hanging on a ledge, but before she's able to pick herself up, debris falls from the ceiling and collapses on top of her, causing her to fall into the void. Look, I don't know about you, but that was a
Ye-
lot to take in. From these
Okay.
panels, we get a clearer picture of who Sonic is and what he stands for. And as I've stated earlier in this
Also, I've
video,
heard the comics
many
are actually pretty
readers
good.
hate what they see. To them, this version of Sonic is a jerk and is a total contradiction of his past interpretations. He seems to show very little empathy for Surge and her past issues. For some
That's
readers,
plenty of
Surge is
empathy.
in the right. Sonic and his philosophy is smug and irresponsible. Readers interpret his monologue as a display of moral grandstanding, as Sonic can be seen literally standing over Surge, touting his moral superiority. For me, the core problem people have with this comic is philosophical by nature. Yeah, people have an issue with how Sonic is represented in the comics, but much like us, it's his philosophy that informs his character. The comic has opened up a dialogue that has been going on, honestly, since the dawn of mankind. The
Hmm,
problem
hmm.
of free will and man's incompetence of handling it.
Sonic says free will is a weight that man cannot bear.
Now, as a caveat, Ian Flynn never intended for this issue to be a defense of Sonic's worldview. He's even stated in one podcast that Sonic's argument with Surge shouldn't be taken too seriously, as this comic is aimed for 12-year-olds.
We're not going to be able to answer these high level moral questions that humanity has been grappling with since we had an understanding of morality to begin
I'm sorry,
with.
bro. It's Sonic.
Therefore,
You
this is
knew.
introductory level.
Ian has said that if we want to understand the philosophies brought up by the comic, go read other books, which, lucky for you, I've already done. Sonic and Surge's words echo a dialogue that has been examined in two different novels. The first one we'll look into is considered by many as one of the greatest pieces of literature ever created, The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor
Hmm.
Dostoevsky. The specific chapter we'll look into is considered by many as the best chapter of the book, the Grand Inquisitor. As the name implies, the Grand Inquisitor is grand in its scope and with what ideas it tries to explore and convey. This chapter is so dense with
What is it?
meaning that scholars continue to unearth new lessons from its depth.
Oh, it's one of those
And we're
things
not going
where
to do that.
history
We don't have the
teachers
time,
and
and
everyone just
honestly,
break it
I
up
don't
too
think I have
much.
the brain power to do so. My goal is to give a basic summary of the chapter, its themes, and how these themes relate to Sonic and Surge. Look, I know that what I'm about to get into can be overwhelming, but I
Stop
urge you
preparing me.
guys to
The
stick
foreplay is
around.
enough.
The
Give
information
it
I'm
to me.
about to share is very
Give me the
important for
knowledge.
understanding the video.
Hit me.
So, with that out of the way, the Grand Inquisitor. The Grand Inquisitor begins with Christ returning to the world during the Spanish Inquisition.
What?
And after being on hiatus, Jesus is back doing what he does best, curing the sick, making the
So during the Spanish Inquisition, Jesus returns. What the fuck? Okay, like I was ready for something, but not that. Jesus is back. Okay, that's the way to that start something.
blind see, raising people from the dead, the whole shebang. So, as you can imagine, everyone
Yeah. Sorry, local. Sorry, local. No foreplay, just give it to me, and he gave me Jesus. Call me Mary, motherfucker. Call me Mary. Oh shit.
everyone's happy with this, right? Well, no. In this story, out of everyone, it's the Catholic Church that
What?
hates what Jesus is doing. And the main accuser is the Grand Inquisitor. He sees Jesus performing these miracles and he's like,
He
nope.
wants the
So he
money.
locks Jesus up in prison where he plans to execute him the next day. For some listening to this story, you might be thinking, isn't the whole point of the church to
No.
worship Jesus? If
No.
you're the church, you have to at least like Jesus, right? But to hate him to the point where you're gonna kill him again, that goes completely against your mission statement. And you guys are correct in pointing out this blatant hypocrisy. But according to the Inquisitor, the church's response is justified. The return of Jesus disrupts the established order. The Inquisitor tells him, hey, when you left the world, we had to take over your job. And you know what? We did your job way better. And the way we accomplish this is by taking away people's freedom. You giving people free will, that was a bad idea. You think too highly of people. You respect humanity too much. And we don't. Remember the time when you denied Satan's temptations in the desert? Well,
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
didn't. Instead, we decided to follow his advice because he knows what he's talking about. And ever since we made that decision, everything has been better. People don't have to think for themselves,
This
there's
is
no
super
disorder, everyone
interesting.
agrees with
And
each
I understand
other,
that this is like
and for the
much
most
broken
part, people
down.
are happier.
I
Everyone
now
is
want to actually
safer
read
because
out
of
this
us.
freaking chapter.
Now, if you've been listening, you can
Huh.
quickly see the similarities between Surge's sentiments and the Inquisitors. Like the Inquisitor, Surge
Uh,
berates Sonic. How could he
yeah?
give this much freedom to people, especially towards his enemies? It's completely irresponsible. Think about how many problems would go away if you just got rid of these people. Think about how many of Sonic's friends have suffered or will suffer because of his idealization of.
I now realize what the question was. It wasn't happiness, it was a question of free will over freedom. Well, it was a question of control or freedom, and I did not answer it with happiness. And I'm also realizing that I am not this nice of a person. If I am given all supreme power, I'm either going to give everyone what they want through a falsification of reality, aka the modern strategy of you all get to live a fucking dream, or I would just separate the people that I like from the ones I don't, and leave those motherfuckers to rot. Ah, my. Huh. Asking Dell philosophical questions leads to me potentially thinking of war crimes.
Of freedom. To Sonic, a person's freedom is sacred and shouldn't be violated, no matter who they are. And this philosophy is very fitting for the character. Like him, freedom is dangerous and it's wild. I mean, think about it practically. Free will can easily lead into disorder and eventually chaos. Free will gives you the power to do great good or great evil, but many will choose the latter. In the Sonic universe, there's one individual that's proven Surge's argument time and time again. He's the antithesis of Sonic's philosophy. We all know him, Sonic's arch nemesis,
Eggman.
Dr. Eggman.
Yep.
Since the beginning, Dr. Eggman has been plotting to enslave the world with his technology. In issue 16 of the IDW comics, we see Eggman's most diabolical invention yet, a metal virus that transforms organisms into robotic
Roboticization.
slaves, also
Jesus
known
fucking
as
Christ.
zombots. Whether intentional or not, Sonic and Eggman's clashing philosophies is present in another literary classic, Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Like my summary of the Grand Inquisitor, I'll focus on just one chapter of Brave New World and how it connects to Sonic's relationship with Dr. Eggman. So, Brave New World is set in a utopian version of London, where everything
Mm-hmm.
is perfect. I'm putting perfect in quotes here. In this future, technology has advanced to the point where
No, there is
anyone
no
can
such
pretty
thing as
much get
perfection.
everything they want. Everyone is happy. I'm also putting happy in.
When all your needs are met and there is no reason to strive for newer things, what is the point of life besides to sit and rot and waste? Great, Christian Cracker, welcome. You just joined back into a philosophical video, so prepare thyself. You shall not be ready.
Quotes here. And whenever people do get sad, they just take a drug that recalibrates their emotions. London
What?
is in perfect order because everything and everyone is governed under the world state. Within the world state is a small group of individuals called the world controllers, which, as the name implies, this group controls every aspect of a person's life and the environment they live in. The story takes a dramatic turn when a guy named John shows up. John is known as a savage. It comes
Wait. I'm now having some really weird memory come back. I think I've heard this story before. If I'm correct, OSP did a video on this at one point. Oh, fucking hell, yeah, they did.
from a place called the Savage Reservation. This reservation is
Wait,
the
no.
complete opposite of
No,
London.
no, it
While
isn't. No,
London
it
is
isn't.
technologically advanced and stable, this Savage Reservation is primitive and wild. With this background in mind,
I
the
thought I
story
did.
culminates to John meeting the world controller of London, Mustafa Mond. And as you'll quickly see, John's relationship with Mustafa Mond mirrors closely to Sonic's relationship with Dr. Eggman. John tells Mustafa that the world state is corrupt. To predestine the lives of people and to force them to fit into the world state's vision is evil. Mustafa understands where John is coming from and even empathizes with him, but he counters John's judgment by asserting that the world has never been better, and this is all thanks to the world state. Through advanced technology and genetic engineering,
Mmm.
nearly all physical ailments and diseases have been eliminated. Everyone's basic needs are met. There's no more threat of war, no fear of poverty, and ultimately, no more suffering. Everyone and everything runs like a well oiled machine. Now, let's look back into issue 16 of the IDW comics. Listen to Dr. Eggman's monologue. Here is where the metal virus will be distributed to the filthy, irregular world below. Soon everything will be perfected. No more illness, no more hunger, and best of all, no more free
Free
will.
will.
I don't know about you guys, but that sounds a lot like what Mustafa Mond had to say to John. Like Mustafa, Eggman is using technology to eradicate hunger, illness, and inequality, all at the cost of hurting
True.
free will. In a way, I think Sonic wants what Eggman wants. They both have a desire for harmony, but Eggman and Sonic's visions of the world come at a cost. For the Doctor, it's the erasure of free will. Eggman stamping out a person's freedom will accomplish harmony, but it's hollow. And I think deep down, we all know this act infringes something sacred within us. For Sonic, harmony comes at the cost of suffering. His vision for the world isn't safety or comfort, but for everyone's right to live life to the fullest. Now you may say, well, what about what Surge said? Why not just let the good guys have this right and just get rid of the bad guys? I think a big
Damn.
reason why Sonic would disagree
Shit. Fucked up part is I kind of agree with Surge. Is it technically imposing everyone's free will if you remove the free will of those who impose their will upon those? Okay, so I agree with Surge in the context of what they should do, but I agree with Sonic in the context of what is right. Hello, Slayer. Welcome back. We're talking about philosophy in Sonic.
with this answer is that it doesn't actually lead to harmony. Harmony is about everyone living together in peace. This includes the bad guys. Sonic's decision to let his enemies live is giving them a chance for redemption, and is a step closer towards real harmony. Peace is the end goal, and for the peace to be real, it needs to be a choice made by everyone. But like Ian Flynn, my video isn't meant to be a defense of Sonic's philosophy. I actually agree with a lot of people's criticisms. My video is meant more to be an exploration of the character and the story. And at the end of the day, these are just my interpretations. So I'd love to hear
Fair.
your thoughts in
Fair.
the comments below. If you guys are
You don't have to hear him in the comments below. You heard him from me.
into this philosophical analysis stuff, I already made an in-depth analysis of Shadow's philosophy. You can
Shadow has a philosophy. You know what? Fuck it. I'll add that to the list of things. Probably not today's, but I'll add that to the list.
watch the video by clicking here. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like.
We're gonna like and subscribe. You definitely deserved it. This is well said, well produced, well animated. Not animated. Well edited. Yeah, this is all around just fucking lovely. Yeah, please. This will be in the description whenever the hell you see this, which will probably be sometime September, maybe. I think. Yeah, I think sometime in September you'll see this. Maybe past that. Who the fuck knows? September, November, whenever the fuck you see it. But please have a lovely fucking day. My name has been Delzar Slit. You need to like and subscribe to this channel. He will be in the description. You don't have an excuse. As for myself, you can like my videos or dislike them or just go around comment and tell me what the hell I did wrong or right. As for my subscription stuff, you can just subscribe under 2 conditions, and those conditions are pretty simple to understand. Number 1, subscribe if you think that I am worthy of your subscription. Okay, don't subscribe out of pity. It won't help me. And subscribe because you actually want to come around and support. Because then I can't help you, because then I can't entertain you if you don't actually want to come back. But please, have a lovely fucking day. Goodbye.
Out of all the characters in the world
Nope.
of
That'll be for later.